model, the first point or the first postulate is that the atom consists of the small positively charged heavy nucleus at the center, and around it there are circular orbits in which the electrons revolve around the nucleus, right? So the first point or the first postulate is that the atom consists of the small heavy positively charged nucleus which is placed at the center, and around it there are the orbits, circular orbits in which the electrons are going to revolve while moving around the nucleus. Right. Now the second is, you can see here that the board also, that the here N is denoting the nucleus, and around the nucleus we have got this circular orbits. The electrons are going to revolve around these orbits. Right. So these orbits are named as K, L, M, N. But now we are going to denote them as N equals to 1. Right. This is the nucleus here. This is shell number 1, this is shell number 2, this is shell number 3. Now here it will denote the K shell, L shell and the M shell, and progressively it will be moving ahead. Right. So we can say that the first point is that it according to it, that at the center you got heavy, small sized, positively charged nucleus around which electrons revolves in circular orbits called shells. Now students, the second is that these shells, these are also known as the stationary states or fixed energy level. Till now you were just calling them to be the shells. Now onward it will be the station. You can tell it to be the stationary state also, or the fixed energy level. So why it is fixed energy level? Because each shell has got a definite energy associated with it. Right? So if an electron is revolving in this particular shell, first shell, it will have a definite energy related to it, which is going to relate with the energy of this shell. Second shell, the electron is revolving in the second shell, it is going to have a definite energy, right? So these are the energy level. K, first energy level, second, third, right? So that means each shell has got definite energy associated with it, and that's why these are the stationary part or the stationary state or the fixed energy level. Right. Now the third is, if an electron is revolving in this particular shell, it will have a definite energy related to it. Right. Just as I said, the electron revolving in a particular shell will have definite energy associated with it. Or we can say that the energy of the electron is quantized. So when we say quantized, it means that it has got a definite value, and the electron energy of the electron is not going to lose continuously, right? It will have a definite amount of energy, and the energy is not going to lose. So far as the electron is revolving in the first shell, a definite energy will be associated with it. Second shell, a definite energy, and third shell, it is definite energy. So energy of the electron is also quantized, that means having a definite value, and it is not going to lose the energy continuously, right? Now the fourth point, it is just similar to that of the energy, that there are number of circular orbits around the nucleus. Now the presence of the electron in a particular shell, that will be permissible if while revolving the angular momentum, right, is the, we can say, integral multiple of h upon 2 pi. So I'm just writing here that while revolving in a circular orbit, only that orbit will be permissible where the angular momentum is integral multiple of h upon 2 pi. H upon 2 pi. Angular momentum is integral multiple of h upon 2 pi, right? That is, angular momentum is mvr is equal to integral multiple of h upon 2 pi. That means where n is going to be the integral number, that means here the angular momentum of the electron in a shell, right, it will be, if it is in first shell, h upon 2 pi, in the 2h upon 2 pi, in the same way it will be going to have this way. That means a complete number, or we can say it is going to be an integral multiple, right? It will not be, this number will not going to be in the decimal or a fractional part, right? Now this angular momentum, you know that the angular momentum is equal to moment of inertia into angular velocity, right? So here we will just put the value and you will get this mvr equals to n into h upon 2 pi. Now that means along with the energy, the angular momentum of the electron while revolving in a particular shell is quantized, that is having a definite value, right? Now the fifth point, that whenever the electron is in particular shell, it is in its lowest energy state, right? That lowest energy state will be known as its ground state. That means for an electron, the lowest energy state is its ground state. That means if electron is revolving shell 1, right, it will be its lowest energy and it will be its ground state. Similarly, for the electron in the second shell, it will be, if it is having its it is revolving in this particular shell, it will be in its lowest energy state. That means from initially when it is revolving in a particular shell. So when an energy is given, right, it is not going to jump by its own. Here we mean that when an electron is moving in shell 1, it by its own, it is not going to jump to shell 2 or shell 3. It will not jump to an energy level 2, energy level 3 by its own. It will only jump from its shell when the either heating is given or some radiation falls on it, right? Radiation or by heating. We are just exciting the electron, right? Then only the electron is going to jump from its energy level to the higher energy level, right? So when an electron is excited, it jumps from its ground state to excited state. Now here the excited state is the higher energy level, right? So an electron is not going to move, or it's not going to jump to another shell by its own until and unless it is being excited, right, by either heating or making a particular frequency radiation fall on it, and then it will jump to the higher energy level. Now here, if we take n equal to 1, it will be having energy level E1. Here it is E2. When a radiation falls on it, the electron in shell 1 is having a definite energy, right? Now by absorbing the radiation which is falling on it, this electron is going to move to the shell number 2 or energy level 2. So by doing this, from jumping from shell 1, energy level 1 to energy level 2, it will absorb the energy, right? And what will the value of that energy? That is delta E is going to be E2 minus E1. So delta is the energy which is required, or we can say the energy which has been absorbed for the transition. Now here I am using the word transition. Transition means when the electron jumps from the ground state to the excited state, right? Or the movement or jumping of the electron from one shell to the another shell. It is not compulsory that should be from lower to higher. It can be from higher to lower also. When the transition means here movement or jumping of electron from one shell to another shell. Now for this transition which will take place when a radiation falls on it, right, the energy which is required for the transition will be E2 minus E1. That is the energy level of shell 2 minus energy level of shell 1. Now we know that when the electron is in shell 2 now this is its excited state and it is very short-lived. Short-lived means only for a small duration the electron is going to be here, right? Very soon it is just going to release the energy and it will come back to its ground state. Again I am repeating that the energy, by absorbing the energy, electron has jumped from shell 1 to shell 2. For doing this, it has absorbed the energy. Now this energy state or this position of the electron is the excited one. It is no more going to stay here for a long time. It will just return back to its ground state by just emitting out the radiation which it has absorbed. Right, student? So here these we can say that he gave the explanation in this way that the electron will show the transition, right, when it takes up the energy from the outside or from the external source. If that external source is not present, the electron will be revolving in the particular shell, right, and will have a definite energy and the angular momentum associated with it.